Okay, I don't even know where my window was. All right, here we go. Okay, so I did have something else I wanted to talk about today, but I'm actually going to talk about this because it's Saturday and I think it's a good thing to talk about. I talked about this before, but I'm going to I'm going to have this discussion from a completely different perspective. So, hey, this is Nicole with Lock with Ecom Sellers, and this is the Print on Demand Challenge, day 38. Da, da, da. And we are moving right along. Next week will be the final week of stage 3, and then we're going to move straight into stage 4. So this week is all about getting our designs or creating our designs or creating products that are complementary products to our existing designs, getting those up and running from Printify over to Etsy. If you don't want to use Printify, that's fine. If you found something else that you like better, that is perfectly fine. But setting up that integration was the one thing I definitely wanted you guys to see how that works and how easy it is, and for you to explore what that could potentially do for your business, because we're all trying to get to that place where we are hands off in our business as much as we can. And I don't mean like walk away hands off. I mean like not handling 90,000 tubs worth of inventory, where we are actually producing products from our mind and just working smarter and not harder. So I kind of talked through this particular setup and this strategy. I want to say it was like, I don't know, June the 12th, June the 16th, somewhere off in there. So I'm going to talk about this from a completely different perspective. This was the mock schedule that I mentioned that I want all of you to create. And I want you to develop products. This was the one that okay, so I'm going to do a blank one. I want you all to think about how you're going to work this business going forward. Now, I said yesterday, when it comes to the holidays, like you want to start putting together using your niche, whatever your niche is, putting together those complementary products way in advance, like 6, 8, 10 weeks in advance, not waiting until you get right up on it. Finding those things that you can sell that will help you to gain more traction to your store and on your store products, and to get some sales, because we all know when it comes to the holidays, there's always a spike in sales. So all the holidays, let's just go through. Like we can start at the beginning of the year. Like there's always a New Year's sale, and then there's always an MLK sale, and then there's a President's Day sale, and there's the white sale. I'm like, it's like good. There's always a reason why there is the sale. You can go on and on and on. There's sales just before the Super Bowl. There's sales for the spring, and we're hopping into the spring when the seasons change. There's sales, of course, for Mardi Gras. They'll have like, this is Mardi Gras weekend special sale that we're having. So there's so many opportunities for you to figure out how to make money during those sales. And that money that you make during those sales, again, you can let that be your bread and butter. That could be your primary source, or that can be a complementary source to whatever your legacy is that you're building. So if we think about that legacy, if you're building daily devotional Bibles, or you're building scripture journals, or whatever it happens to be, and you actually build, get your LLC set up or whatever, and you build a huge business around this. And you've got solutions for little kids, and you've got solutions for grandparents reading to little kids. You've got solutions for grandparents, seniors. You got solutions for couples. Like you have solutions for everybody. So you want to make some extra money on the side, and while this other thing is just making money on autopilot, the holidays are the way that you make the extra money on the side. You can keep your regular niche going while you add to it. So the strategy that I want to talk about is, how do we figure out this whole schedule thing? I gave you the first way that we talked about, figuring out or building out your schedule and being more strategic about it. So if I were to take my day, and I think I mentioned before, like we figure out how many hours in the day you're going to actually work in your business. And some of the stuff that you have to do at the beginning is you've got to do the niche research. So one of the first things is that you got to figure out, what is the thing that I'm going to potentially sell? I already have a niche, but I got to go do some additional research on my niche when it comes to the holiday. So I'm going to do, I don't know, scriptures and President's Day and scriptures and uh, Easter and scriptures and, you know, I don't know, Cinco de Mayo and scriptures. And like, I've got to go and do that research for each one of these holidays that are coming up and figure out if I have some opportunities there to create some products, develop some products, bundle some products, create a subscription box, whatever it happens to be around this entire idea and concept. So you have your primary niche and you're going to do some additional secondary niche research. That's the first thing. And you need to always make sure that every week you're doing something around secondary niche research. It needs to be part of your weekly routine. Once you get this first thing going, then it's like juggling plates or juggling uh, balls, that you're going to keep the first thing going. The niche thing is going to be growing and it's going to be getting bigger, and you're going to get more creative around that because that's your passion project. And we're going to add this extra thing in as an extra ball to the thing that you already got going. So you're going to keep your plates, all the plates in the air. That's the goal. So this is additional niche research on your specialty area, whatever that happens to be. And after you do the initial niche research, so that's something that you should be doing on a weekly basis. Every week, you got to figure that out in your schedule. Okay? Then after you figure that out, from that, it's going to yield some ideas. Ideas around, ooh, we should do socks. Ooh, we should do watches. Ooh, we should do jewelry. Ooh, we should do, basketballs. Like, what would that look like to sell basketballs with scriptures on them? Or footballs, for that matter? I'm sure you hadn't thought about it. Probably sounds corny, but I bet you somebody somewhere has thought about that, and they're probably already doing it. So, and who would I sell that to? Who is that target that I can sell that to? So again, always have to be thinking about that. So then after you kind of do the niche research, the initial, like every week, that niche research is going to yield some additional work for you to do. The niche research is going to potentially yield some keyword research. Oops. It's going to probably yield some competition research. It's going to yield some, what is the cost or the expense? What am I going to charge for this? So the pricing research. And it's also going to potentially yield some supplier research, because I had to figure out, if I did some research and I found out that I could sell print-on-demand basketballs with scriptures on them. Nobody's either doing it or they are doing it and they made a killing with it last year. I want to make a killing with it. So I got to figure out which suppliers are doing that. Okay. So that's going to yield you some work that you have to do on your side. As I think through this, if I'm doing this every week, that means that these things are part of that activity. And so when I was talking about doing that whole weekly planning, I mentioned the weekly planning of, if I have the concept, okay, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're working in your business, and let's say on Sunday you start that whole, hey, I've been working in creating new planners, new journals, new whatever, and that's going fine. And I'm going to keep doing my journals and my planner. So this is your main idea. Okay, so your main idea, I'm going to keep doing that. And let's say for your main idea, you are working maybe 1 hour every single day on your main idea. That's what you're doing. No matter what, I'm doing that. Planning and then creation. So you're making time in your schedule to do that 1 hour, no matter what, for your main idea, which is journals. And you're doing a variety of different journals, different colors. You've got some research in there too. So that whole main idea has its own leg of research related work, because maybe you got to sell it with a purple cover with a cross on the front, or you got to sell it with a red cover with a dove on the front. Like, you've got to do some research on which ones are selling, and then make more of those and do different variations. And oh, by the way, we're going to sell them in 10 by 7s, and we're also going to sell them in 8.5 by 11s, and we're also going to sell them by 5 by 7s. Like, you're going to do some research. So this main idea has its own work. You're not necessarily creating listings this whole time. This time is probably segmented out, where you're probably doing 30 minutes worth of research and probably 30 minutes worth of creation. So you might only get 1 or 2 listings up just in your main thing, but you're always creating something new around your main idea. First of all, let me stop for a second, because I've been told by my team that sometimes I'm overwhelming. So does this first part make sense before I add the second part? You can just unmute and tell me yes or no.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yes. Okay. So we've got this first part. And so again, I don't want you to think that you're just creating listings this whole time. You're not. That main idea, again, you've got to split it up. There's some activities that are happening in that hour. You got to figure out how to make that hour work for you. So now we're going to come in and we're going to try and figure out how to squeeze in these holiday things that are coming up. And we're going to try to always be, I need to stop saying try. We're going to be 8 to 10 weeks, or 6 to 8 to 10 weeks before the thing, before it's spring, before it's Easter, before it's Christmas. We're always going to, our goal is to always stay somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks in advance. So we have to take this secondary time and do a little bit more aggressive planning. So this one probably is the, I will say, semi-easier of the two, because you're already into that ebb and flow. It's part of your natural routine because it is your passion project. It is the thing that you like. And so you work in that, and it doesn't require you to go against the grain. This other one is probably going to require you to go against the grain. Like, nobody's, in your mind, you're already talking yourself out of the fact that nobody's going to buy a basketball with a scripture on it. Okay? You've already talked yourself out of it. You think it's a stupid idea, and you're not going to do it. But with print on demand, you don't have to order a bunch of basketballs with scriptures on. You just have to design it and put it up, and just let the universe tell you whether or not people are going to buy it. That's the great thing about it. You don't have to spend any money. You have $0 coming out of your pocket to create this thing that you think is a stupid idea. Okay? So with that being said, this is the easier of the two, and it's not just, you may be creating 1 listing a day. So I'm just going to put down that you're maybe create one new listing a day. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're just going to say, okay, I'm going to do some work, and I'm going to create 1 new listing based off of that work, and I'm going to keep building my empire because I've been planning for my empire. The second part is going to require a little bit more. And so when I say that you're going to be doing some planning, you're going to, on Sunday and Monday in this example, you're going to be planning, you're going to go pull out the eCom planner, and you're going to go look and see what is coming up. Those are things that I need to think about that is 6 to 8 weeks from now. All right, so let's go look. Dun, dun, dun. So 6 to 8 weeks from now, let's look mid-September. That's where we're going. That's about 8 weeks. Am I right? Probably am. I'm close. So September, because we're already in the monthly. In September, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in September. Oops. Clearly, I am faster than I need to be. All right, so we've got Disease Literacy Month. I would not have expected that. Blood Cancer Awareness Month, Children's Eye Health and Safety Month, Neonatal Intensive Awareness Month. I did not know that that was a real thing. Child Care Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, Jewish New Year, Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is always going to be the thing in September. Then you've got some other ones. You've got Piano Month, Potato Month, Mushroom Month, Honey Month, Courtesy Month, Chicken Month, Blueberry Popsicle Month. I would have never, Square Dance Month. Okay. Somebody somewhere is going to create something for Square Dance Month. All right. What are y'all going to do that? So you can see childhood obesity, gospel music, heritage month. Okay. Hispanic Heritage Month, prostate cancer, pain awareness month, baby safety month, better breakfast month. Like these are all just the monthly. We haven't got to the daily yet. So if I go to the daily, let's go back. Just so many ideas. Ugh, I hate it when it does that whole jump on me. Okay. So it is the 9th of July. So I'm going to start from the 9th on because then that'll give me sort of an 8-week run there. So if I was going to start today, sitting at home, Sudoku month. Anybody play Sudoku? And then Wiener Schnitzel Day. So we've got Sudoku Day and Wiener Schnitzel Day. We've got, I don't know, Carl, I got to go look that up. Cleanup Day, World Suicide Prevention Day. And that's an important day. 401k Day, Mid-Autumn Festival, Grandparents' Day, Patriots' Day, Make Your Bed Day. I have so many print on demand ideas for that one. German Language Day, Video Games Day, Video Games Day. All right. Now we're talking. So unmute yourselves for just a second. Video Games Day. There are old people that, not old, there are people that are not little kids who play video games, and there are a bunch of kids who play video games. So if I were going to create some print on demand products to go with Video Games Day, what kind of products would you think that I should possibly consider creating?
I would think that you could do, like in the scripture world, you could do shirts or totes or something with a scripture reference or short part of the scripture in a specific type that appears as a video game.
Yep. Yep. You sure could. You could also put it like on something that looks similar to like the game screen or board, or even like it would be inside of a game.
Yeah.
So like taking an element like the TV screen and, you know, boxing it in like it's a video game and a video game controller, and, you know, putting some things inside of that. So it looks like you're gaming something that has to do with the scriptures. Like, you know, you could put Noah's Ark in there if you wanted to. But video game, that's just going with your niche idea and concept. So even if I didn't do your niche idea or concept, if I just did something generic and vague, like there's so many opportunities, because there's probably going to be people that are going to be going to Comic-Con. So if they know that Video Game Day is coming up, they're going to start hunting for the things that they want to wear. Like I would probably, because I'm a nerd, I would actually go do some research on where's Comic-Con going to be in September, or where's it going to be in September? Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. And be thinking about, okay, is there a theme for Comic-Con in September? Is there a theme that's currently running for Comic-Con? If there's not, like, okay, what are the video games that are popular? And literally start diving into all things video games for maybe a day. And then from that day's worth of research of all things, you know, video game, because I can tell you video game stuff is going to sell. It just is. These kids, they like to see themselves on Twitch, and if they're wearing certain shirts and blah, 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 hats. You know, my son wanted to go get some sunglasses. I'm like, why do you need sunglasses to play a video game? I'm not really fully understanding this. You know, watches and the watch bands. Not that they can see your socks while you're on Twitch, but the point is there is a lot around video games. That one, I'm not saying that any of the others don't matter, because, you know, Pardon Day matters, Patriot Day matters, all of those matter, because September the 11th is Patriot Day. So, you know, those matter. And this is the 20, what anniversary? 30? Oh Lord. 2006. Now I have to do math, reverse math in my head. 22 happened in 2011. So this is 21st. Yeah. Okay. I was right. Last year was the 20th year anniversary. Yes. This year is the 21st, September the 11th. Because if 2011 happened on September 2001, right? Am I getting that wrong? 2002? Am I wrong? Oh, God.
No, I think you're right.
Oh, I hate that when I can't remember. Okay, but you get the idea. Like, go do some research in your 1 hour or 2 hours so that you can potentially produce multiple products later on that week, thereby batching together your work. So if I go back to my spreadsheet, since I kind of got off the rails there, I would spend an hour. I'd take a concept for that week. If I'm going to focus on Patriot Day, I'm going to do some research on that Sunday and that Monday, 9 weeks in advance. 9 weeks in advance, maybe 8 weeks in advance. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to begin the process of creating. And I'm going to create for so if I'm only working on my business 2 hours every single week, I'm going to create. Now, I may only get to create 1 to 2 listings of this as well. So every single day I'm creating consistently 2 new listings, or maybe I'm creating 3 new listings, depending on what is happening. If I can gain an extra day, that's fantastic. But if I can't gain an extra day, that's okay. Why is it only 1 to 2 listings? Well, it probably could be more than 1 to 2 listings, if I'm being honest, because once you get some momentum around understanding how to create listings, how to create designs quickly, and how to create listings quickly, you can definitely bump this up. This number could go to like 5 every single day, because even in 30 minutes, if you do a new design every 5 minutes and then you use a tool to upload it, you can get those up quickly. So you literally could do 5 every single day, but I'm not trying to stress anybody out. Okay, not. And then this one, because this is new and you're trying to do a spin on your niche, your specialty, your area, your passion area, then this may not be 5. It might be 3 to 5. That may be the stretch number that you get to, but we can hold steady at creating 2 new listings every single day. At the end of a week, you got 10 listings up. That's nothing to be ashamed of. At the end of a week, that's 10 listings up. At the end of a month, that is 40 new listings. And that is just being consistent, doing your planning on Sunday and Monday, and consistently creating a listing, creating new listings every single day. At the end of the week, 10 listings. At the end of the month, 40 listings. Okay? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. At the end of 4 months, that's 160 listings. Now, will you be able to create more than that? Yeah, you can. But you will hopefully get faster. So if your first month is just, you're only doing 2 listings every single day in your 2 hours worth of dedicated time, that's okay. That's all right. Spend your 2 hours there. But your next month, there's a high probability. This might be month 1. By month 2, you're getting faster. Maybe you're making more money. You can get a VA to help you to do a little bit of your work. You could potentially even double those numbers. Month 3, now we're cooking with grease. We probably double our numbers, if not more, using some listing tools, getting this done a little bit faster. Okay. Month 4, okay, we're going to go up another 20. You're like, how am I able to do this? Because you're getting faster at using the tools. You're getting better at creating the listings. You're getting faster at coming up with the ideas, because you did slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise and the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. And you're starting off with just getting comfortable with the tools, being consistent about creating your listings, doing some planning, knowing that you're going to have to engage in a little bit of research, and then you're going to sit down, you're going to create the listing and push it up to the platform. You will have some variations up here. So this will be a combination of some variations of the same thing, different colors, putting that same product, once you find something that works, pushing that same product over to another thing. So if you start off with t-shirts, Now you can copy this over to something else. You can copy it to coffee mugs, or you can copy it over to totes, or you can copy it over to socks, or you can copy it over to whatever. So you're going to find your winning products in these 60. You're going to find some winning products, and the things that are winning products, you literally can multiply or increase the work or double the products that the listings that you create by putting them on other products simultaneously. So I want you to think about your time, your schedule, going back to your schedule and being strategic about your schedule. This is one way that you can come back and look at, okay, on Sunday, I'm going to sit down on Sunday and I'm going to go through the every day is a holiday. And I'm going to look at the monthly holidays that are coming up for this particular week. I'm going to be 8 weeks out in advance. And I'm going to go ahead and start creating those listings. And then I may continue them if it's a really hot topic. I may continue them into next week and the following week and the following. Like you might be working on Halloween for like 4 weeks straight because you know that it's going to yield you a bunch of money based on sales, based on history, based on other things. And while you're at it, I'll throw in a couple of these other ones. I might make 2 designs for Patriots Day or some other thing. 2 designs for 401k day and 2 designs for a day of civic hacking. I don't know what that means. And 2 designs for positive thinking day. Like, okay, I'm going to continue to work on Halloween and I'm going to throw in 2 designs for a positive thinking day. And I'm going to continue to work on whatever the next thing is. And I'm going to throw in some of these others. So I want you to know that what you're doing is possible. And you can get to a place that before the end of the year, you have, a ridiculous number of listings. I'm only increasing it a little. The reality is more than likely these numbers are going to double. They're going to go from 40 to 80 and from 80 to 120 and from 120 up to 160. It's going to go much higher than what this is. Because again, if you create variations, if you made a black t-shirt with white letters, then you're going to take that same quote, that same scripture, that same whatever, and put it on a white t-shirt with black letters. Or maybe you're going to do purple letters, or you're going to do something else. So you're going to have multiple products that you'll be able to showcase once you find those winning things that are taking off on their own, whether it be a quote, whether it be a design, whether it be, whatever it happens to be, or a complementary product to the thing that you're selling. So if I'm selling recipe books, then I got complementary products that maybe I sell the recipe book and the apron together as a product bundle. That planning is so essential to getting ahead of whatever it is that you plan on doing in your business or what you need to do so that you can make those kind of decisions. So I want you to go back. I want you to build your schedule. I think everybody started working on their schedule and then they haven't finished it. And then they start working on it and then they start working on designs. And so I will tell you, of the 2, which one is more important? The designs, getting the designs up. I really want you to get designs up, but I want you to build the schedule more than I want you to build the designs, because the schedule is going to allow you to continue to grow your business and to get to whatever the vision is that you have for your business in your head. It'll help you to get there because now you have a roadmap and a plan. This is when I work on my business. I work on these times, these hours. If you can work 3 hours a day, that'd be fantastic. But if you can only get 2 hours in, then we're going to be strategic about what we're doing through those 2 hours. And we're going to build this thing out so that it actually starts netting us or yielding us some revenue. That's the goal. So does this make sense? Does this approach a little bit of a different approach? It's still similar to what I previously said, but it's a little bit of a different approach. Does this help a little bit?
It does. It does.
All right. So I need you to sit down. Let's work on that schedule, because there's a possibility that the reason why you haven't started on some of the things, it could be, look, getting used to something new is always scary. I can remember, I'm sure all of us remember, some of us were eager to get our driver's license and others were like, no, I don't want to learn how to drive, but you're forcing me to learn. So now I have to go learn how to drive. Or the first time you get on a bicycle, like some people were really eager to get on the bicycle and they were okay with falling off a couple of times. And others were like, no, I'm not interested in getting on a bicycle. I'm going to fall over. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to whatever. Look, all of it is true. You're going to fall over and you're going to get back up. Things are going to not go right and you're going to get better at it. It's okay. It's part of the journey. All of us, we all had a very interesting journey just to even get here, if we're going to be honest about it. So the fact that we all had an interesting journey means that we are survivors and we got this. We got this. We can do this. We can do this. So I want you to build the schedule so that you can have a roadmap for your success. So that when we get together 1 year from now, the Lord say the same, and be like, okay, yeah, I hit my numbers. I got to whatever that target number was. You know, I'm making $10,000 a month in profit. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. I got consistent. I learned some new stuff. I added some new tools in month 4. In month 6, I hired a VA. In month 8, I did whatever. I started running ads. You know, just slowly scaling over time. Not rushing, not stretching yourself out, just being consistent. Now, if you have a bunch of extra time, if you got more than 2 hours to get to it, throw everything, including the kitchen sink at it, but don't burn yourself out. Do not. But if you don't have a lot of time and you're just trying to figure out how to make it work, go find those 2 hours in your life and then do everything you can to clear the runway and say, look, guys, I got to work my business right now. But when I'm done, I'll fix dinner. Or when I'm done, we can go play basketball. Or when I'm done, you know, then you can call me. But right now, I got to work on my business for 2 hours. That's it. That's my commitment to myself because I got to grow this thing. So any questions?
Not that I can think of.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't help anybody today, but I hope I did.
The motivation to do it, to do the schedule is quite a bit.
I know. The schedule is painful, but you know, just rip the Band-Aid off. It just ripped the Band-Aid off. I always think about the hardest thing that you did from, I don't know, the age of 6 to 18. All of us had something hard. Trust me, we all had hard. Look, I'll even go all the way back. Just learning how to feed yourself was a lot of fun. Just learning how to get up on your knees and crawl after laying on your stomach and getting tummy time. Like all of us had to learn that. We all had to figure out how to stand up and kind of do that whole travel from furniture piece to furniture piece or person to person and fall down a whole bunch of times, but get back up. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be just like me in all these classes when I'm like, oh, I forgot to clean that background. Oh, I forgot to, it'll be just like that. But it's okay. I just keep going. I keep going. I keep going. Just keep going. You got this. I do want to hear about your success stories. I want everybody to get to whatever their goal number is when it comes to the revenue that print on demand can generate. Yeah, you might have 1,000 listings, and of your 1,000 listings, 250 are the ones that make you the most money, and that's fine. Let's just get it going so we can get our numbers up and we can produce those products that are going to yield us some cash. And while we're at it, take advantage of the stuff that's going to get us some organic traffic anyway. So Halloween's going to get us some organic traffic. Let's take advantage of that. All right. So tomorrow I'm getting ready to hang out with Teresa for a little while. So me and Teresa going to get this listing up. And isn't that right, Miss Teresa? We're going to get this listing up. And then tomorrow I am going to stay later so that we can, anyone else that wants to get caught up needs to create some listings. Let's do this. My personal goal is working 2 hours, 3 hours really, in my business, not my eCom sellers business, but 3 hours a day in my business. And of those 3 hours, creating 10 listings every hour. So that's 20 listings. in a day, 5 days a week. That's my goal. 20 listings a day, 5 days a week is a lot of listings. But I've gotten faster at some of this stuff. I still make mistakes. I still stumble. Like, oh, God, I've got that. I gotta go do this other thing. I gotta go do this. You'll get to that place where you're like, oh, I can do this really fast. And you may also take advantage of tools. So we are going to talk about tools next week for sure. Tools that will help you share your listings on the other platforms. And we're also going to talk about putting up multiples of whatever it is that you're creating. So, you know, if you want to sell, I don't know, bridesmaid shirts, then we'll talk about how to do that. Or legging sets for, you know, an entire, what is that? Gladiator, camp gladiator, like workout group. You want to do that? That's fine. So we're going to do that next week as well, which is going to be exciting. My last question is, what is the one thing that we haven't covered yet that you really want to cover before we get into the printing of books and stuff like that? I did remember the tool the other day. I meant to tell y'all the tool that I completely forgot, which was Designer. Designer, as we get into the book side of it, if you want to create your own flip book or you want to create your own ebook, Designer is a tool that we have used. I haven't imported Designer directly into KDP though, but we do have the tool. We have played with it. We've created some ebooks out of it, and our ebooks I think are pretty cool. So that was the tool, and it's very affordable. I think it's like a one-time fee of $27 or something like that. We're not paying this monthly thing. We're paying $27. So I don't know where these prices came from. So yeah. I don't do this. Designer Pro free for 7 days, then $97 for the year. Yeah, we paid $29 or $27. So here's the deal. Because Designer has done a great job with their retargeting, if you go and pull up the website right now, and then you just kind of continue working in your business the rest of the day, to the next tomorrow, I guarantee you a Designer ad is going to show up somewhere, whether it be on YouTube or whether it be on Facebook, and it's going to say it's $27 or $29, one-time fee. And that's the one you want to sign up for. That's the one, because I don't know about this $29 a month. I can guarantee you it's going to pop up. I don't know what our limitations are because we do have a Designer account. So Designer was the tool, and it will come up. Okay, so what is the one thing we have not covered that I need to make sure that we have on our agenda? I will tell you what we have coming up. Guys, you can go ahead, you ladies can go ahead and unmute, and we can cover it. So we've covered print-on-demand providers, and I am working on a supplier spreadsheet. So with my VAs, my goal is to have that done. It may not be done next week, but hopefully the following week. So we'll see where we are. I'll see where they are. Outsourcing, we did cover that. Store setup, to some extent, we can go back over store setup if we need to. Marketing strategies, promotions, we do need to cover a little bit more of that. We've already covered tags, images, listings. We've already covered. We talked about low content, but a little bit, and we did cover trademark and copywriting. What have we not covered? Let's see. Okay. Now let's do a picture on my phone. All right. Well, if you think of something that we haven't covered, then definitely, reach out to me. You can send me a private message if you want to, and then we can go from there.
So if we get the 27 one-time fee offer, what all does that 27 cover?
That's what I said. I don't know what's in there. So hold on. Let me just log into our account. Let me see. Now I don't remember all my passwords, so just give me a second. It might not remember. We do have an account. I don't know if it's under my name or if it's under.
Easy.
There we go. Like, I know who that is singing. All right, then it's eCom sell. love your commercial back there. All right, I'm gonna be forced to go look it up. I'll tell you in just a second as soon as I figure it out. No. All right, let me stop sharing for just a second. I don't remember. So just a second. Let me go look at my account. Login ID. My VAs know. I don't know. I have no idea. Tools. That's what it is. If you want to create a flipbook,
Going, so I will see you guys tomorrow.
okay, we will
Have a
see you
great night.
tomorrow. You too. All right, I found my login ID and password. Should work. Oh, look, I'm getting in. Look at that. All right, so you've seen the $27 or $29 come up?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just like they pop up. And I'm like, I don't know how y'all have $29 a month on there. So the plan that I have, I don't know what level I am. Account settings. I'm in the pro plan. So it says I'm in the pro plan. So we're gonna go look up what pro means.
Everybody has have to maintain.
Inner. All right. So we just had a rolling blackout